understandable to you. Number 4, the goal has got to be memorable. Now, it's no good when someone says to you, what's your goal, and you have to think or refer back to a piece of paper or your notebook to say, oh yeah, that's my goal. Because if you haven't got it imprinted in your brain, you're not going to achieve it. It has to be something that in every action you do, every screen you look at, when you're looking at Rightmove or looking through the papers or filling out any kind of form, mortgage form, or doing anything to do with your business, in the back of your mind you know that you're seeing, like, so for my example, I'm seeing that 1,000 property portfolio that's in the background, so like everything you're doing in the background, you've got that goal imprinted in the back of your brain, so that everything you're doing is running through your veins, so that you know that what you're doing is going to help you get to your eventual goal, which is X number of properties or whatever it is, the profit per month. And then the number 5 thing I said was measurable. So I think it's very important to have a goal that is measurable. If you just said, I want to have lots of money, then that's not measurable. You got to say, how much is lots of money? Work it out. If you say, well, I want to have a nice house, I want to have a nice car. Well, what house do you want? What car do you want? Where's the house located? What type of car is it? What sort of holidays do you want to take? What sort of things do you want in your house? So all these things that if it's to do with money, which I hope it is, then specify what it is, put a figure to it. Because the reason that you need to do that is because you can then chart how well you're doing on your goal. So if you want £1 billion property portfolio and you've currently got £1 million property portfolio, then you've got 999 million to go. So make sure it's measurable. So they're the 5 things that I say about your goal. Make sure 1, it's achievable, 2, it's motivational, 3, it's understandable, 4, it's memorable, and 5, it's measurable. Okay, and then the next part about your goal is, which is a very, very key factor in all of this, is when are you going to achieve your goal? You have to put a time frame to your goal. It's no point saying, I want to achieve this. Well, do you want to achieve it on your 17th birthday or your 70th birthday? It's got to have that time frame so that you can then plot and monitor your performance of you achieving that goal. So in my example, I want to achieve 1,000 properties by 2012. Now I've got it so specific, I've got it down to an actual day. I want it on the day before I turn 41, and I've got that on as a screensaver on my computer, and it says, and it counts down the time in days and by the second to the day when I turn one day before my 41st birthday. Now it's just because I want to achieve certain things by the time I'm 40, and I'm thinking the last time I'm 40 is on this day. So, and it works out as 1,364 days, and so I know that I have to achieve £85 million worth of property purchases in 1,364 days, which works out roughly as me buying a 20k property roughly every other day. So I can see that, and I know I can plot, and I know in the back of my mind I can remember, did yesterday I buy a property? If not, well, maybe I need to up the pace. So it's constantly in there, just knowing whether I should be, whether I'm on track. So you should have that time and put that to your goal. So now let's just say you want to earn £5,000 a month in the next 3 years. Well, that's 36 months away, and that means if you want to earn an income of £5,000 a month, then, well, how many properties is that? Are you looking at properties to buy that chuck out £200-300 a month profit? Then if it's £200 a month profit, that's 25 properties. If you've got to buy 25 properties in 36 months, that's roughly just one. Well, if you were buying one every month, you'd be doing well, but if you need roughly one every 6 weeks, so after 6 weeks, if you've bought a property, you're on target. If you haven't bought a property, then you're behind target, and if you've bought 2 properties in 6 weeks, you're ahead of target. So it keeps that mental check of knowing where you're at. Okay, so that's all about setting targets and putting a time frame to it. So what you should be able to do now is to identify what you want in the next 12 months. Now, using that example of £5,000 a month, and you want to head towards that in 3 years. In year 1, if we're assuming a linear approach to your goal, you're roughly looking to buy one property every 6 weeks. So in, say, 52 weeks in a year, so what's that? Let me just calculate that. 52 divided by 6, that's roughly 9. You need to be buying 9 properties this year, and you need to be buying one every 6 weeks. So work that out. If you set yourself a goal of buying 10 properties, you want to have a portfolio worth £1 million in 12 months. Whatever it is, work it out so that you can know what it is you're going for the next 12 months, because this is what's going to set you and keep you on the path of achieving your goal, which this goal that we're going after in 12 months is only a mini goal in your whole eventual goal. But these 12 months is where it's at. So go away, think about, discuss it with your partner, or maybe you want to just keep it to yourself, but you need to get inspired about what that goal is. And remember those 5 things I said: achievable, motivational, understandable, memorable, and measurable. Okay, so then once you've got that, then I can show you how to achieve your goals. And this is part 2 of the CD, which is all about how to achieve your goals. Alright, now if you're struggling to come up with a goal, here's some ideas. You could have profit before tax, you could have profit after tax, you could have rental income, total rental income, you could have portfolio size, so actually number of properties, you could have portfolio value, you could have net equity, so the portfolio value less debt is your target. And then the different time periods you can go for: 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. You could use your birthdays as the pivotal point, so you could say by the time you're 30, 35, 40, and then basically you can put the two together, and so what you should have by the end of it is an amount and by when. And that is what I want you to write down. That has got to be, you've got to put that on your door, on the back of your door or something, to say, right, this is what you want to achieve. Well, I mean, I use it as a screensaver sort of homepage thing that just says to me what I'm going to have, but have that so you know where you're going with all this.